Hello everyone, welcome back to Fibro Natters. I'm Debbie, if you haven't met me before. Sorry, has it been a couple of weeks since I've been on? I can't work it out, it probably is. But I had my son down from London all day, which was it was so nice, honestly, because I hadn't seen him for a while, so we had a really good catch up, and the weather was fantastic, and I felt good, which is always a bonus. We went for a little walk, had a nice roast dinner, and he left at about 6:30, 6:45 that evening. And obviously I was absolutely knackered afterwards. So I rested the following day because I had 3 of my girlfriends coming over, who I used to work with years ago. We meet up every so often. And when I woke up on the Monday, I thought, well, I don't know whether I can do this today. And then I got washed and I got dressed and I thought, no, come on, let's do it, because if it's really hard for all 4 of us to be able to meet up, because it's really hard to get a time and a date, because there's 4 of us, and we've got other things going on. So yeah, I really wanted to see them, and I'm glad I did, because we had, oh my God, such a good time. I mean, I don't think we stopped laughing in the 3 hours that they were here. But we're always like that when we meet up. We go months and months without seeing each other, and then when we do, it is, oh my God, it's just crazy. We're crazy. I was a bit hyper. I think my central nervous system had gone into override, or overdrive as I call it. But normally when it's in overdrive, I just feel like I'm like that all the time, and it's an anxious feeling, or a feeling of anger, or yeah. But this time it was excitement. It was happiness, because like my friends were here and like we were having a good time. And yeah, I probably went way overboard, but they're used to me, they forgive me. But yeah, it was really nice, and of course it took me over a week to get over that, which is pretty good, to be honest. Usually, I don't usually meet up with friends and things anymore, but I'm hoping I've turned a little corner. Usually it takes 3 or 4 weeks for me to get over something like that, but I did it, and I'm glad I did it. It was worth it. It was worth the crash. Anyway, today I am going to tell you a little bit more about my story, and I am going to keep an eye on the time, because I am aware that I can't go over half an hour, and I've already used up 4 minutes, sorry. But yeah, just over January 25, I stopped smoking. I become a non-smoker. I read this fantastic book by Alan Carr. He's an American, and he wrote this book called Stop Smoking the Easy Way, and I highly recommend it. I mean, I've tried for years and years to give up smoking. Always ended up going back to it, missed it, I couldn't live without it. I read this book over one weekend. I put my last cigarette out on the last page, which is what he says to do. You have to smoke while you're reading the book. And then you close the last page, put your last cigarette out, and that's it. You're a non-smoker. And It is now May 2026. I am still a non-smoker. I don't want a cigarette. I don't think I'll ever smoke again, to be honest. Who would have thought a book could do that? But it can, because I'm proof. So I highly recommend that book. Anyway, did that and then started getting strep throat in the January and February. I probably went on antibiotics about 3 or 4 times in 2 months because of strep throat. And my sinuses would flare up and I would be in agony. So I was given antibiotics over and over. And then my bowels would just, well, I don't know what was going on with my bowels, but they weren't mine. But yeah, I went for all those, tests that nobody likes to talk about. And they all came back fine. The colonoscopy was fine, my samples were fine, my bloods were fine. So yeah, there was that, and then my face would flare up. I'd wake up and I'd be covered in these tiny little blister spots, and they really hurt, and my face would be red, and I just thought, okay, I'm detoxing. I've given up smoking. It's the detox, and everyone I know was saying, yeah, your body must be detoxing. That's what's happening. Okay then. But then, on top of that, I'd also given up, cut out sugar, crisps, biscuits, chocolate, was eating really healthily, and I hadn't missed any of it. I think the book had done that as well. So not only did I not miss the smoking, I didn't miss chocolate, biscuits, things like that either. So yeah, everyone was like, yeah, you're in detox, that's what's going on with you. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. But I was up and down the surgery with all those different things. And my ears, I was having my ears looked at every other week as well. But yeah, all these different things come up. And I was absolutely exhausted. As the months went on, I was absolutely exhausted. Like I was cleaning houses in my village. That's what I do, or did. And I'd find that, I'd go in to do a 2-hour job, and my 2 hours would be up, and I still hadn't cleaned the bathroom, or I still hadn't mopped the floor, and this was going on for a while. And I just kept saying to Carl, my husband, I'm just knackered. I'm absolutely knackered. And he went, well, I'm not surprised. You do a physical job and it's hard work. And I'm like, yeah, but I used to do 12-hour shifts, like in care homes for 10, 11 years. I'm only doing 2 hours a day cleaning, and I'm absolutely knackered. So yeah, there was that as well. And then I went numb. My legs went numb one day, frightened the life out of me. Ended up at A&E, which was a whole other story. Honestly, I could write a book just about that one evening I spent at A&E. It was the most traumatising thing I've been through in years. That's the last place you want to go if you're not well. It was awful. Anyway, slowly the numbness went. It disappeared from my legs, and that was fine. I'm still numb now. My hips, my buttocks, the tops of my thighs, sometimes my tummy, about like a numb. At the moment I'm getting more pain in my lower back, which tells me that the numbness isn't as strong in my lower back anymore. So in a way, the numbness was probably a godsend, because the amount of pain, because it goes up and down, my numbness. Sometimes it's really strong, and then other days it's not as strong, and I feel a lot more pain. So, you know, maybe the numbness is my body protecting me from that pain. That's how I see it. But I am on nerve blockers. I went on them quite early on. I say early on, it's probably August time, I'd say. July time, I went on nerve blockers because the pain was excruciating in my lower back. So luckily I saw a good doctor, and they gave me the medication that helped loads. But yeah, it was hard. And on top of that, I was researching near enough every day, trying to find out what was wrong with me, what was going on, why were all these different things happening to me. And the weight I put on, honestly, it's ridiculous. Like a year before that, I put on a stone, and then this year just gone, I've put on another stone. And like the doctors were like, well, you know, you are in your 50s now. You know, this happens at your age. And you're like, come on, please. Because I've never been a big person. I've always been a tiny person. And I've always been active as well. And they do say that the people that are more active tend to end up with fibromyalgia. But yeah, I am a walker. I love walking. That's what I did for exercise, for leisure, for my mental health. I just loved it. But yeah, that was my year. It was researching things and trying to find out what was going on with me. And yeah, eventually it all clicked, and I thought, oh my God, all these symptoms are connected. You know, I still get pain in my sinuses and my eyes and my face and my head and my neck, and I now know 9 times out of 10 I haven't got an infection. It's just my central nervous system going haywire again, and affecting my face and my head, and my gums swell up as well and are really painful. But I think it's just my body. I've said before, I think fibromyalgia is, it's your body telling you need to look after it. So for me, when it attacks my head, I'm like, okay then, I need to rest, I need to sleep, I need to slow down a bit more. So yeah, I listen to that. Or my leg will go numb in an odd place. Not my whole leg, just, you know, my ankle will go numb, or my knees will go numb. It's really weird, isn't it? It's a really weird thing to have fibromyalgia, because most people will just think, oh yeah, it's because they're in a lot of pain all the time. But it's not just that. Or they'll think, oh yeah, they're tired all the time. That's what happens. So you get a lot of pain and you feel really tired. That's what fibromyalgia is. It's not. Fibromyalgia is so much more than that. It is your central nervous system just completely changing your body. It takes over your body. to the extent where, you know, you wake up some days and your fingers hurt so much, and they don't just hurt, they are a different shape. You know, but my fingers go different shapes and swell up and go knotted, and you know, that's the fibromyalgia, because it will be there one day and gone the next. So yeah, it messes with your head, your brain, it gives you brain fog, it messes with your eyesight, you can't see properly. I mean, I can't, it's probably been about 8 months for me now that I haven't been able to read a book. I started a book, got halfway through it, and I can't read for that length of time anymore, because my eyes get so tired, and then I'm blind for 3 days. I just can't see anything. And that's with new prescription glasses. That was another thing. I went to the opticians, you know, my eyes are really bad, what's going on? And she was like, well, they're not that bad, really. They're very, very dry, she said, very dry. And I think that is the problem. When your fatigue flares, I find that my eyes are extremely dry. Like, I can wake up in the middle of the night and I can't move my eyelids because my eyes are that dry. So I have to remember to take my eye drops to bed. But yeah, when your fatigue flares and your fibro flares, I find that my eyesight is, oh my God, 100 times worse than normal, and it's bad anyway. So yeah, I'm constantly with the eye drops. I've probably used them 7 times, 8 times today, and it's 2:15 in the afternoon. That's not bad, actually. But yeah, it was a lot to deal with. I found out a lot, a hell of a lot. I've listened to my body. And as I've said before, I'm lucky to be able to do that. I really am, because I'm at a stage in my life where I'm not in full-time work anymore. In fact, I've stopped working. I couldn't work anymore because when this hit, it really hit. And I'm still slowly building up my energy. And there's nowhere near, I just cannot, I can't even clean my own house, let alone somebody else's. So I can get the Hoover out and Hoover for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then I need to rest for about an hour. So yeah, you all know what this is like, but that's a bit of my story. I live in a little village now. I don't have to deal with busy streets and people rushing around. I'm lucky we're surrounded by fields, so on the days that I have got the energy to be able to go on a little walk, I've got really pretty walks around the village. And yeah, I can walk, I can go on a walk, and I can walk up to 30 minutes, which is a really slow walk, and I do have to sit down halfway, so I can walk for 15 minutes now. Not every day. Some days I can, some days I can't, but yeah, over time I've found that different things help me, little things. So a lot of them you've probably already heard of. They're very well talked about online if you go on any of the Facebook pages, or see the memes that are going round or whatever. So yeah, sorry, I'm trying to read what I've written down because I wanted to add bits. So yeah, I've just spent this time learning about me and my body and what my body needs. So I take vitamin D now, magnesium, vitamin C, because they all help with your energy. I've just changed my magnesium actually to evening rather than take it in the morning. I didn't realise. Apparently, because I just thought, oh, magnesium's good for energy. Well, it is good for energy, but it's the way it works is it helps you sleep better. So you take it at night, so you have a more rested sleep, so that you've got more energy when you wake up in the morning. That is apparently how it works. Because although I do sleep pretty well most nights, I go to sleep, and I sleep all night, but I don't have a restful sleep. And I know that by the armband that I wear. It monitors my heart rate and my heart rate variability and other things through the night and the day. And I go for a sleep in the afternoon as well. For 2 hours I sleep for every day at 2 o'clock. And when I check my armband on my app, it tells me that I've been active for those 2 hours. Not that I've slept, that I've been active for 2 hours. So I know I'm not getting a proper sleep, a restful sleep. It's amazing, isn't it, really? But yeah, on top of that, I've started taking iron, because still, after all these blood tests that I keep having, my iron is still pretty low. So I've taken it upon myself to just start taking it every day rather than every other day that the doctor asked me to do. The huge one is water. And I know you're all going to say, oh yeah, okay, we know we've got to drink water. No, you really have got to drink water. Like, honestly, I drink 3 litres at least of water a day. And the first litre has to be drunk by the time you've had your breakfast. So it's more like a shot. You've got to drink it pretty fast. And yes, it was hard to do that in the beginning, but I've got used to it now. And now if I don't drink that, my body's gasping, like my mouth is so dry and my skin is so dry. But yeah, it is good for so many things, honestly. So 3 litres of water a day. I've changed my routine, so I get up at 8:30 every morning, whether I feel rough or not. I get out of that bed. I go to bed, as I say, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I generally sleep for 2 hours in the afternoon, and then I have to be in bed by 10 o'clock in the evening. And I have to stick to that routine, because that routine makes me feel so much better. And I get up, and because everything you do takes so much longer. So by the time, if I get up late in the morning and have a shower and get dressed, by the time I look at the clock, it's lunchtime, because it takes me so long to get ready. So the earlier I get up, the better my day is, because I feel like I have more time to do things slowly. I've got time to go for that little walk if I want to, or I'm able to. I can write in my journal if I want to, and things are a lot easier. I haven't got to be thinking, oh God, it's nearly 2 o'clock already. I've only just got washed and dressed. Now I've got to get undressed again to get into bed. Because I go to bed for my nap in the afternoon. I don't sleep on the sofa. My bed is for sleeping. And once I'm in bed in the evening, I do not have my phone on. I do not watch the television. I don't even read, because I can't anymore, because I can't see my book. So no stimulation at all in the bed. And not even that. Honestly, it's not possible. I just couldn't do it. I'd probably die. Mind you, I suppose it'd be a nice way to go, wouldn't it? But yeah, that way I have a better sleep, I think, and it doesn't stimulate your brain too much. I have also been doing a 20-minute Tai Chi exercise in the kitchen every morning for the last month, I'd say. Oh my God, after about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it honestly, I can't tell you how good it makes me feel, because it's very slow moving and lots of slow breathing in and breathing out, and it's about building your energy and feeling your energy in your body and building it up, and then when you've finished your exercise you give it out to the universe and you share that energy, and it just makes you feel so good. It gets your body moving, it warms your body up. It's great for your mental health. I'd highly recommend it. And the guy I follow on YouTube is Don Fiore, Fiore. He's an American, and he does 20-minute morning exercises for beginners and seniors, and that's what I do every morning, and I'm loving it. So yeah, that's my half an hour today. I hope I haven't bored you to tears. If you've got any ideas at all to share, you want to share your story, share it in the community underneath. Please like my videos, please share them, and please subscribe. Honestly, we've got to get this stuff out there, and we've got to start chatting to each other about the positive side of fibromyalgia, about the positive things we can do to change our life for the better. And okay, it might not be great and fantastic, but it is going to be better than it was, and I'm proof, honestly. January 25 was the start of all this. It is now May 26. The 21st of May, in fact, it's my brother's birthday today, and I miss him terribly. But I'm one that I don't give up. If something happens, you know, give me a challenge. I love a challenge. And I won't be giving up. I can tell you that much. So yeah, if you've got anything to add to this, I'd love to hear it, honestly. And thank you so much for listening again today. Whether there's anyone there listening or not, which I hope there is, I hope there's someone, at least one person out there that I've helped. Given them some sort of information that they weren't aware of before. I know it's helping me. It's like talking therapy, isn't it? That's how I'm seeing it. But thank you very much for listening. I'm sending love and healing, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.